Hey, my name's Gina Miller. I am one of the owners and the managing broker for Points Realty LLC in Nashville, Tennessee. And we just did a breakdown of the CDC Moratorium, and I've gotten another update, so I want to get that out. Disclaimer, I'm not an attorney. This does not substitute for legal advice. Also, we're in the state of Tennessee, and especially this most recent update mostly affects the state of Tennessee. Now, it could be very similar in your state, but please make sure and don't just go off what I'm going to tell you here. Updates are coming in nonstop now. I believe this is the third one we've had in 24 hours. But this came from our attorney, and this is based around the execution of these actual claims. So the understanding that we have at this time from him is that the burden of proof is initially going to fall on the tenant. Again, verify this, but that is our understanding that he got from some contact with the Tennessee State Supreme Court. They're also looking at issuing an order, and we know that the orders on the state level cannot override the one on the federal level. At least that's how I read this, unless it's more stringent. So let's hope that this is not going to tighten this down even further. But they are looking at that. We'll just have to see if that order does come out, what it says, and go from there. But at this time, all we can talk about is what we believe is going to be how they handle these. And it's good and it's bad. The good news is, if he's right on this, the burden of proof is going to fall on the tenants, at least initially. So you don't have to go in and request things from them. I'm not even sure at this point if we're allowed to. Previously, we could. We could ask for financial hardship letters. It hasn't been made clear if we can do that at this time. But what we can do is just go ahead and file the evictions as normal. You can still go ahead and file your detainer warrants. Now, what will happen, at least this is how he believes it will happen, is if it's a financial situation, it will go on as normal unless the tenant shows up to court and files that affidavit, at which time they will halt the eviction and they will research to find out if they're covered and then take it from there. This could take a long time, even if it comes to, we find out that they weren't covered. The other things on this are, if it's something that's non-COVID related or non-financially related, but then they bring a letter, whether it's real or not, they're still going to stop that and research it before they move forward, and we don't know how long that could take. He does not feel that they're going to be super strict on the tenants as far as if there is a financial burden. So they may or may not actually prove that it was COVID related if it's a financial hardship, or it could take a good while. On the ones that are filed, and this is where even he admitted it gets very gray area and tricky, is if you have a financial held up situation, eviction, and then something happens more serious, domestic violence or something out of that realm. Right now, he feels that you would actually have to non-suit your case, then refile the different case. So just the amount of notice, where that would normally be 3 days, could be a lot more time. So again, there's some good and bad to this. It's good that we can still file these. It's good it's on the tenant to sign the affidavit and show proof. But it's also going to cause a lot of delays, even if we can go through the eviction. At least that's what we think right now. But as of right now, the belief at least is that you will file these as normal. You don't do anything with the tenant on the front end. You can still try to work out a payment plan if you want. But once you get to the point you're going to file the eviction, at least in the state of Tennessee, you will just file that as normal. And then it will be on the tenant to have that affidavit, have all that proof, and bring that to court. And then the judge will decide next steps. That's what we have for now. This is new for us all. We're trying to do the best we can, but that is where we are at this point. So make sure to speak to your attorneys and look for updates. Feel free to check back here at this channel. We will put updates as we know them, and that's what we have for today.